Eternal Guardians. Chapter 2. The Awakening.
The Silverclaw glided through the swirling mists of the Zentari Nebula, its sleek silhouette illuminated by the nebula's faint, bioluminescent hues. The ship was silent, save for the gentle hum of its engines. In the heart of the vessel, Captain Lyra Sunscratch stood in the war room, the Lunar Fang hovering above a circular console. Its silvery glow bathed the room in an eerie light. "This artifact feels alive," Tess Nightsong whispered, her violet eyes fixed on the relic. She ran a scanner over the object, but the readings were erratic, refusing to settle into comprehensible data. "It's more than alive," Lyra said, her tone grim. "It's sentient." Jack Swiftpaw leaned against the wall, arms crossed. His golden fur was still singed from their escape at the shattered moon. "Sentient or not, it's got Zeyra chasing us like a mouse. We need to figure out what this thing does before she catches up." Core Stonefang, the weapons specialist, growled from his position by the door. "Let her come. This time we'll finish her." Tess frowned. "It's not just Zeyra we need to worry about. The energy signatures coming from this artifact are unstable. If we're not careful, it could tear this ship apart." Before Lyra could respond, the Lunar Fang emitted a low hum that reverberated through the room. The markings on its surface began to glow brighter, shifting into new patterns. Lyra's fur stood on end as she felt a strange pull, like the artifact was reaching into her mind. "Everyone back," she commanded, drawing her plasma pistol. But before anyone could react, the room plunged into darkness. Lyra blinked, disoriented. She found herself standing in a vast, empty expanse of shimmering silver light. The air was thick with an otherworldly energy, and the ground beneath her paws felt like liquid metal. "Where am I?" she muttered, gripping her weapon tightly. "You are in the Nexus," a deep, resonant voice replied. Lyra spun around to see a towering feline figure materialize from the light. Its body was semi-transparent, its fur shimmering like stardust. Its eyes burned with an intense, unearthly glow. "Who are you?" Lyra demanded, her ears flattening. "I am Zerith, the last guardian of the Lunar Fang," the figure replied. "You have awakened the artifact's power. It is both a gift and a curse." Lyra narrowed her eyes. "What kind of power?" Zerith's gaze darkened. "The Lunar Fang is a key to what even I do not fully know. It was forged by the Celestine, an ancient race that vanished millennia ago. They imbued it with the power to reshape reality, to open gateways to realms beyond comprehension." Lyra's stomach churned. "Why was it hidden?" "Because power like this breeds war," Zerith said, his voice heavy. "It destroyed my people, and now it has awakened in your hands." Before Lyra could question further, the vision dissolved, and she was back on the Silverclaw. The room's lights flickered back on, and her crew stared at her, wide-eyed. "Lyra, are you okay?" Tess asked, stepping forward. Lyra shook her head, trying to steady her breathing. "The artifact, it spoke to me, or something connected to it did. We need to destroy it." Tess' eyes widened. "Destroy it? But we don't even understand it yet." "I understand enough," Lyra snapped. "It's dangerous, Tess. It's already destroyed civilizations." Jax frowned. "If it's that powerful, how do we know it can even be destroyed?" "Well, figure it out," Lyra said firmly. "But first, we need to lose Zeyra. Jax, get us to the nearest safe harbor." The Silverclaw emerged from the nebula into open space, its trajectory set for the neutral station of Karos, a hub for traders, mercenaries, and smugglers. The station's massive structure floated like a mechanical beehive, its exterior covered in docking bays and glowing advertisements in dozens of alien languages. As the crew docked and disembarked, Lyra kept the Lunar Fang locked in a secure container. She didn't trust anyone, especially in a place like Karos. The bustling corridors were filled with aliens of every shape and size, their voices blending into a cacophony of bartering, arguing, and scheming. "We split up," Lyra said, addressing her team. "Tess, gather intel on anything related to the Celestine or the Lunar Fang. Jax, resupply the ship. Core, stay on high alert. Zeyra might already be here." "And you?" Core asked. Lyra's gaze was steely. "I'm going to find someone who can help us destroy this thing." Lyra navigated the winding alleys of Karos, her paw resting on the hilt of her plasma pistol. She finally reached her destination, a dimly lit tavern called the Obsidian Claw. Inside, the air was thick with smoke and the scent of alien spices. She approached a figure cloaked in shadow at the back of the room. "I hear you deal in secrets," Lyra said, sliding a small data chip across the table. The figure leaned forward, revealing a feline face with silvery fur and piercing blue eyes. Depends on the secret, the stranger purred, inspecting the chip. Ah, Captain Sunscratch, you've been busy. Lyra's tail twitched. You know who I am? I know many things, the stranger said cryptically, including the fact that you've come into possession of something extraordinary. Lyra's fur bristled. Can you help me destroy it? The stranger's expression darkened. Destroying the Lunar Fang would be unwise. Its power is beyond comprehension, but I can help you control it, for the right price. Before Lyra could respond, a deafening explosion rocked the tavern. The walls shook as smoke filled the room. Lyra drew her weapon, her ears straining to catch the sound of approaching footsteps. Zeyra and her crew stormed in, their weapons trained on Lyra. Going somewhere, Sunscratch, Zeyra taunted, her fiery red fur practically glowing in the dim light. The stranger melted into the shadows as chaos erupted. Lyra dove behind a table, returning fire as Zeyra's crew spread out. The tavern patrons scrambled for cover, adding to the pandemonium. Lyra activated her comm. Tess, Jax, Core, we've got company. Meet me at the ship. On our way, Jax's voice crackled back. Lyra fought her way out of the tavern, weaving through the narrow alleys of Karos as Zeyra's crew pursued her. She reached the docking bay just as the Silverclaw powered up, its engines roaring to life. Hurry, Captain, Core shouted from the ramp. Lyra sprinted aboard as plasma bolts sizzled past her. The ramp closed behind her, and the Silverclaw launched into space, narrowly escaping Zeyra's clutches once again. As the crew regrouped in the war room, Lyra placed the Lunar Fang on the console. Its glow was more intense than ever, and the markings now pulsed rhythmically, like a heartbeat. This thing is going to get us killed, Jax said, his voice grim. Lyra stared at the artifact, her mind racing. Then we need to find someone who can stop it. We're heading for the Oracle of Sarathis. If anyone knows how to deal with this, it's her. The crew exchanged uneasy glances, but no one objected. The Silverclaw set a course for Sarathis, the fate of the galaxy hanging in the balance.